Michael Venom Page debuts in the UFC and defeats Kevin Holland by unanimous decision. Was it 29-28 on the scorecards?
On the scorecards, it was, yeah.
Yeah, 30-27 in my mind. I didn't see
it. Really was. Joe, thank you.
Yeah.
I was geared up to fight you here. And you made it very easy. Like, yeah, like I turned to my partner and I said, Am I mad? I'm giving that to MVP. I know he got ground and pounded. I know he spent a lot of the second round, with Holland on top of him getting something off. But like, well, let's save it. I'm getting ahead of myself. It was a 37-27 for me, but my God, Joe, I've got to give you some context here. I've not watched Michael Venom Page outside of the highlights.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And the highlights, like I've seen other highlights like that.
We've seen highlights.
Yeah.
You go on Rebecca Hitman's Twitter and you're like, what's this? And it's two lads in knights outfits beating the crap out of each other, and then one hits a
it's just that as well, they say that about footballers, you can make a compilation for almost anybody. Adel Taarabt, looks like the best player in the world if you watch his highlight reel in those QPR days. So
yeah,
Michael Venom Page wasn't giving him that much credence. We talk about this step up in competition. We talk about Kevin Holland, who is, he's a legit ranked guy, and has got great striking. He's put people down.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, by UFC standards, yeah.
Weird, funky striker at times, but yeah, he's
hard to handle.
Yeah. He's got an ability to do like incredible stuff, but I feel like he has a complete inability to sort of like link them together at times, and has a great skill in like crapping the bed, basically.
Well, I mean, okay, sure. But like, I gotta put the focus back on Venom Page here.
Sorry,
yeah, because I'm just trying to give you that context that I just don't know what I'm gonna get, and I kind of liked his energy this week, so I was interested to see what I was gonna see. I thought we'd have an awkward, weird, pointy fight.
Yeah,
and I saw something I've never seen before in the UFC,
right.
And I've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I think I've seen everything really until Saturday night, and my God, Kevin Holland at times in this fight is questioning his whole career. He's questioning. He doesn't know where he's safe. He doesn't know where to stand. He doesn't know what striking range is. He doesn't know what like speed is. He doesn't know what technique is. He's just like completely lost because he's getting clapped from halfway across the cage, and when he tries to strike back, Venom Page is back on the other side of the cage again. Like, it was that extreme to me. Like, Holland was totally lost. And, basically, Venom Page reinvented the sport for me on Saturday night. I know that's
Jesus.
That's hyperbole.
All right, well, let's pump the brakes there, because I have actually watched Michael Venom Page, and I've seen him have these performances before where you're like, God, this guy's so slick and whatever else. And then he fights someone decent, and you're like, he's maybe not that good. Or he gets, like, awkward matchups. Or he does, like, I've seen him have weird performances before. But he clearly felt the moment and was just like, well, I'm stepping up now. I'm coming out here. I'm declaring myself. I mean, first off, with the entrance, which I thought was superb, with the Undertaker music and then going into his actual music, dancing down to the cage. He felt like a big deal, and they presented him as such. And it annoys me when Dana's like, no, I don't want any more of that. And I'm like, what? You're gonna by the way, you're gonna take multiple points out of the broadcast to show us Trump, and Trump having an entrance. Trump getting an entrance is ridiculous.
Joe, he got the biggest pop of the night. That's what's more ridiculous.
That's bleak, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, going back to MVP. I was impressed. Like, he stepped up. He was like, okay, he's gonna put on a bit of a school in here. Holland was like completely lost. MVP said something interesting afterwards, where it's like, this guy's like used to like fighting, whereas like I'm used to winning. Basically, like that's the thing. Like, he'll go out there to fight, but it's like, I'm going out there to win. So that was the difference there. And it's like, Holland's like, is the thing that you were like most impressed by was the fact that Holland just looked like he did not want to be in there past the second round.
Yeah, and that's he really didn't. And even when he landed the takedown and he got the fight on terms that seemed to favour him, as soon as MVP got back to his feet, which he did. Now Holland allowed that. A better wrestler would not. You know, it wasn't some like incredible technique that MVP showed to get up. Holland just kind of let him up,
go.
basically.
Yeah.
As soon as they went back to striking range again, Holland was just like, what is happening right now? Get me out of here. You know?
Yeah.
It's like Holland had that dream where you're at school and you got no pants on, Joe. And he lived it. He lived it on Saturday night. Look, when I say like reinvented the game, I know that that's hyperbole, right? I know that's an extreme statement, but I want to qualify it. Okay, it's not that I think MVP is just about to blow Leon Edwards away and run away with the belt for many years. I don't think that at all. I think Leon Edwards would beat him comfortably. It's not that. It's the man he did it to, Kevin Holland. This is what he does to other people. Yeah. This is what he does to seasoned pros.
Yeah,
he knocked out Jacare Sousa off his back.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Holland give up like that. Like, I've seen Holland do weird stuff. Like, you know, what you're talking about, the Brunson fight or the Vittori fight, where he starts, like, chatting the whole time. And,
because
like,
he got wrestled to
around.
death.
Yeah, because he's goofing.
He can't fight in that world. So this is nothing like that, Joe. Like, the fight was on the terms that he likes to engage in. He had the superior wrestling. He had no worries about being taken down. And he got absolutely taken to school. I mean, the techniques that MVP was hitting him with were just outrageous. Like, outrageous. The speed he closed the distance. It was amazing for me. Electrifying.
Do you know what was I think the thing that really broke him was like all the trips. Like when he kept like tripping him up onto his ass, and then like he started like goofing on him with like a dance above him. Like, can you imagine what that feels? Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Oh my God.
The amount of like spin elbows he was landing as well.
Yeah, 3 huge ones.
Yeah, and it's like you grab him by the waist, and you're like, and then he's so slippery, and then he slips around and cracks you in the face with an elbow. And it's like, you either let go to defend that, or you hold on to it and you get elbowed in the face. Like, MVP gave him, like, it's not like MVP was breaking out a lot of stuff. Like, he did, like, 4 things. But it's just, like, he couldn't time it. Because the problem with MVP is that you have to time the blitzes if you're going to beat him. You have to get the timing on the blitz. And that's when you throw the calf kicks. You can't just throw a calf kick when he's out at range, because he'll block it, because he's so far away and he's so quick. But when he comes in, that's when you'll basically have to just fight as a counter fighter. And Holland couldn't really do that. He couldn't get the read on the timing. He looked like a fool out there at points. Like
that's what Holland does. I just want to emphasize, this is what he's good at. The things that you're saying he couldn't do, those are Holland's strengths for me. I just think about him, putting down Joaquin Buckley, for example, right. who has to blitz to come in, The other thing, I've said it a few times, and I want to get back to it one more time. Like, striking range. Like, this fight broke the rules for what is striking range. Holland was literally kind of cautiously treading around like, am I safe here? Like, this feels like I'm a long way away. I can't land my strikes, and I'm the tallest guy in my division with the longest range, 80-inch reach, and I'm out of range here for myself, but I keep getting cracked. Like, where do I go? What's happening to me?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know
next,
how.
Jim?
I don't know. Well, yeah. Like, at welterweight, I don't want to see MVP versus a wrestler. And I think the UFC have firmly acknowledged that he will not be facing a wrestler anytime soon. No Shavkat Rakhmonov or Gilbert Burns or whoever in his future. I don't know, like who's available?
Well, there's
Wonder
one name
Boy
that keeps cropping up. Yeah,
I don't want that.
That's the one that keeps coming up.
That's going to be a stinker. That would be a stinker of a fight. And MVP even said, like, I like the guy, I don't want to fight him, and it would be a boring fight.
He said it would be a boring fight.
He said that would be a boring fight. So, like, okay, that's fair acknowledgement. So, I think even Wonder Boy said something similar like a few months ago, where he's just like, I don't think that would be as exciting as you think it would be.
Can I throw a name at you?
Because they've both done karate, so they know how boring it is.
Yeah. Can I throw one name at you?
Hold on, let me guess. Ian Gary?
Ian Gary. Ooh.
Book it.
I love it. I love it.
Ian Gary, number 1 contenders fight. Boom.
Wow. Yeah.
Or
I'm down.
Is there a part of you that would like to see MVP versus Bilal? Just to see Bilal just completely bamboozled by it.
God, what do you do with a problem like Bilal? I thought Bilal versus Shavkat was the obvious matchup.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, unless they do... I don't know. Yeah, MVP versus Gary could be a good one. Because then it's like... kind of has to fight for a title then if he's not going to fight a wrestler.
There's a lot of writs to that, you know. That's a fun fight. It's a fun build.
I mean,
up.
MVP would eat him up on the mic. Like, it wouldn't be close, like, in terms of the trash talk. Like, MVP is a slick trash talker as well. He's a lot cooler than Ian Gary as well, so you'd have the fans on his side as well. And I actually do think Gary might be flummoxed by him as well. Like, Gary's whole skirting on the outside thing would not work against MVP.
I think it's a really intriguing matchup. They're both on, you know, now in a hot streak in a good place. We don't have long with MVP, clearly. So, yeah, let's make the most of it.
MVP versus Jeff Neal? Would you be up for that? Or do you think that's a mismatch?
It's not got the same
again?
pop, you know? Yeah, like Gary's, he's dealt with Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
Of course, it would be fun if you offer me that, or you talk about MVP versus Bilal. I'd rather, or MVP versus Colby, or something like that. I'd much rather see MVP versus Neal than those. But
yeah.
Gary screams out to me.
Yeah.